Introduction to HTML5 elements. Okay, so HTML5 introduces more descriptive HTML elements. These include header, footer, nav, video, article, section, and others. So these tags make your HTML easier to read and also help with search engine optimization, or otherwise known as SEO, and accessibility. So the main HTML5 tag helps search engines and other developers find the main content of your page. So many of the new HTML5 tags and their benefits are covered in the Applied Accessibility section. So we're not there yet. And the goal of this section, I guess, is to create a second P element after the existing P element with the following kitty ipsum text: per, jump, eat, etc., etc. So, and we want to wrap the paragraphs in an opening and closing main tag. So essentially all it wants us to do really is to create another paragraph tag. And it wants us to apply this text right here inside of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy. I'm just going to hit Control-C and Control-V. I do apologize if you heard my stomach just now. It's probably just growling at me, probably to eat something. Alrighty, and it says also to wrap the paragraph with an opening and closing main tag. So it's probably going to be something like this: main. Okay, and that should be good. Run the test, and awesome, bodacious. So the only thing I really want to comment here, I'm not going to get too much into it because it says that the header, footer, nav, video, article sections, all of those are covered more in the, applied accessibility section. So I'm going to hold off on talking about that. But in case you're not really seeing what the main is doing, so essentially for web development, what we have is we have this tag right here called a div, right? And this is like a general purpose container. And the reason we use div is basically to separate code, right? So instead of just targeting one P element, let's say I wanted to target both P elements. Well, I would put two P elements in a div tag, right? P, and say like paragraph 1, and then P paragraph 2. Okay, and then let's say I want the header tag in here. So this is H2. So heading 1, and then whenever I want to apply a style, which we'll learn about as we get to CSS, instead of applying it just to this element, and this one, we can wrap them all in one single general purpose container like this div element. So the problem is that when you get to like how we used to do things, is basically you'll end up with a bunch of general purpose containers like this: div, 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 div. And it's not very descriptive about what is contained inside of this particular section of our page. So we use these things like the header, footer, nav, video, article, and section to be more descriptive. So these they still do what div does, which is just a general purpose. However, now it describes the code a little better. Since this is at the top, this will probably be like our header, and since this is the last one, it'll be our footer, and we change this closing tag to footer. But you see, like, nothing as far as the formatting really gets changed, and that's because it essentially is just renaming a general purpose container. And so what we were doing in here is we were just wrapping it in this main tag to show that the main content of our little cat photo app is these two paragraphs right here. So all I really want to say is that the whole purpose of this is to make it better for search engine optimization and accessibility, like they say. And all we're doing is we're renaming the general purpose div tags. I think there might be some interactions, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's generally the kind of concept you want to have when naming out the different tags.